Hi, guys. Welcome to the Truth Factor, where we do headlines with an attitude. I hope everyone's having a wonderful, blessed day. It is hot here. It is 80 degrees, guys. Heck, we had the heater on, I think, just last week, and this week I had the AC on. And then everybody's been sick. Just been one of them things, I'm telling you. Um, Trying to get back into the swing of things, but it is what it is, right? Anyway, we're going to get right into today's shows, guys. We have quite a few things to. If I have chance, I had started to do a stream the other day, but I really wasn't feeling up to it. I did a short stream to give everybody that warning that was put out. Hey, Rip Curl, how are you, honey? Um, but I wasn't feeling it. I'm feeling a little bit better, and so we're going to go with it. We're going to go with it. I know I don't look too much better, but hey, we got to get ready for church a little bit later. So God is good, right? Let's see. Hey, Daryl, how are you, brother? Anyway, all these articles are in the description in the box below, guys. A lot of stuff happening. But then also in the same, nothing happening, right? At least all these warnings are going out, and I'm not hearing anything, which is always, in my opinion, wonderful news. But that, in some essence, doesn't always mean anything, right? Because stuff could be taking place, and we just don't hear about it. I know that the other day, was it just a couple of days ago, we didn't have any internet or Wi-Fi for like 4 hours. So go figure. Anyway, God is good, and we are here and ready to just hammer out these headlines, guys. We will have a stream later for Bible, but I don't know what time, so I'm not going to put time. I'm not going to try and place myself in a time frame right yet, and because I have some, I think, wonderful news, and it just kind of confirms the stuff that I've been wanting to do anyway, and we'll talk about it later. But I just want to let y'all know all the little updates. Anyway, let's get right into these headlines, guys. I can share out this. All right, guys. Here we go. You lost internet and Wi-Fi for a few hours as well. Yeah, kind of crazy, isn't it? No phone. You couldn't call no one, or had internet, which was kind of crazy. Well, our phones were down. They said SOS. Our phone and our internet, which was a little strange, which meant let you know that it was something they had to be doing, because our cell phone carrier and our internet carrier are two different companies. So go figure. Anyway, something in the area, I guess. Yeah, we got both of those articles today, Daryl. We do indeed. Where's this fly? We tried not to turn the AC back on, but it just got too hot here. So we got all kinds of flies. So if you hear me spraying, I'll be trying to spray it with some flies. Can't stand those flies. Anyway, let's get right into this, guys. All right. So first off, we're going to start off, I think, which is, could be something pretty big, could not be something pretty big. I don't know. Seems like everybody keeps shooting down one of these MQ-9 Reaper drones, So I don't know what to think about it, but here we have Hal Turner reporting. I think Zero Hedge also has an article about this. The Houthis in the country of Yemen are publicly claiming they've shot down a U.S. MQ-9 Reaper drone. operating in Yemen airspace or over the Yemen territorial waters. Sources in the Pentagon told me just moments ago we have no information indicating these reports are true, but the source also made clear there are many layers of reporting inside the Pentagon, and we simply may not have gotten that information yet. More as if gets it. Obviously, there's not anything else right now, but we'll go back and just make sure nothing popped in. Yeah, not. All right. Okay. So then we have also, I think, pretty big thing, 5.3 quakes West Texas. Yep. Over there close to good old El Paso. A significant magnitude struck the western Texas Wednesday morning, rattling cattle and waking up sleeping Texans. The quake, which took place at 4:30 a.m. local time, happened at a very shallow depth of only 7.4 and was widely felt into New Mexico. Most of North America east of the Rocky Mountains has infrequent earthquakes here and there. Earthquakes are more numerous, for example, in the New Madrid seismic zone, centered on the southeastern Missouri in the Shablik Kamoska seismic zone of eastern Quebec, in New England, and in New York, Philadelphia, Wilmington, urban corridor, and elsewhere. However, most of the enormous region from the Rockies to the Atlantic can go years without an earthquake large enough to be felt. And several U.S. states have never reported damaging earthquakes. Earthquakes east of the Rocky Mountains, also less frequent than the West, are typically felt over a much broader region, and the earthquakes of similar magnitude in the West, east of the Rockies, an earthquake can be felt over an area of 10 times larger than similar magnitude earthquake on the West Coast. It would be unusual for a magnitude of 4.0 earthquake in eastern or central North America to be felt by a significant percentage of the population in many communities more than 100 kilometers, 60 miles from its source. A magnitude of 5.5 earthquake in the eastern or central North America might be felt of much of the population out of the more than 500 kilometers, 300 mile source. Earthquakes east of the Rockies, they are centered in the populated area large enough to cause damage, are similarly likely to cause damage out of the greater distance. All right, guys, I'm not going to read anymore. But we get it. If you want to read on, you can. But there was an earthquake, 5.3 in West Texas. There was also a bunch of earthquakes in the Banda Sea. Let's see.
You don't need to be looking at it.
Okay.
Y'all don't need to look at it. I said. Bring it in.
Let's see. I'm just trying to check it in here on the chat, guys, really quick. See what y'all's chatting about. Probably. Oh, hey, Ryan. That's good. You quit smoking cigarettes. I'll be praying for you. You smoke cigars. Hey there, AB. Party time. I hear you. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of shocked, to be honest. I am, to be honest. I really am kind of shocked hearing it, seeing it still drop. I'm not saying I'm too shocked, but I am kind of shocked. But I would say probably because of the election, that's probably one of the reasons why it was dropping. But, go figure. Go figure. Anyway, so then there was a swarm of powerful earthquakes happening in the Banda Sea. Quite a few. There is currently a swarm of powerful earthquakes happening in the Banda Sea in Indonesia that has already produced a magnitude of 7.0, 7.1, and 6.7. Along with multiple strong quakes following this region, we will continue to monitor the situation. So, lots of things shaking in a lot of places, right? Hey, Winnie, how are you, sister? Okay, so then we have also from Hal Turner, This was in yesterday, so this is kind of a little bit of catch up for a little bit. Hi, Shestina. How are you, sister? This fire destroyed the historic hangar at Tustin Air Base in California. And it happened at 1 a.m. on Tuesday, according to the Orange County Fire Authority. And here is a little. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I fell into it, right? Anyway, that is rather interesting. Okay. I haven't heard anything else about that one, guys. And there was no update on that. Anyway, so this is some of the things I really want to cover. Let's do this one first. Okay. So this actually came out before the other article. So I kind of feel like we probably should cover this one first and then the next one. But according to War News 247, American officials, it's all over for Zelensky. Generals in the SBU will overthrow him soon. Final headlines are finally falling. 2024 will not be in Ukraine. Mm-hmm. American current and former officials are now speaking openly about the end of Zelensky, which will probably come in not a smooth way. The death of the closest associate, Ajid Zalzuni, shows that the army and the security services of Ukraine are already preparing the successor situation, something that has been noticing by Zelensky's close circle. Ukrainian intelligence chief Kirill Budan is a real threat to Zelensky. He could lead a military conspiracy against the president to make peace with Russia, former U.S. Secretary of Defense Stephen Bryan said. If there is a real threat to Zelensky, it comes from Kirill Budan and any alliance between him and the Ukrainian generals, said Stephen Bryan, Bryan, who sees the Ukrainian Defense Ministry's main intelligence directorate and the SBU as an important element of any change of power in Ukraine. Let's see. Zelensky may no longer be in Ukraine in 2024. The U.S. Lieutenant Colonel Karen Kowalski, a former Pentagon official, said, I don't think it will be in Ukraine. And if he is there, he will be hidden in a shelter. We can say this is the end of. We can say that this is the end of Zelensky. Karen Kowalski drew attention to the recent death of Deputy Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces in Ukraine, Valery Zalzny. In Karen Kowalski's opinion, this event marks the collapse of the Ukrainian political and military structure. He believes that now Ukrainian politicians and generals are worried about their own survival. The whole world is already sees the Ukrainian president as nothing more than a puppet of the U.S., Karen Kowalski pointed out. They're sick of the puppet. The game's over. The show is over. It's all over for him, concluded Karen Kowalski. American and Ukrainians exchanged accusations about the failures of the Ukrainian armed forces on the battlefield. The American newspaper Washington Post reveals behind the scenes, Ukrainian and American officials often point at each other. The Americans privately grumble, and the Ukrainians have failed to launch a combined attack with NATO weapons. Anyway, the U.S. gave Zelensky all the weapons he asked for, including long-range missiles. Now, Biden fears that the ATACMS missiles won't help the Ukrainians much as the Russians move their aircraft farther out of the range of these weapons. The president of Ukraine, Zelensky, is facing big problems due to the growing dissatisfaction at all levels of Ukrainian society. After 20 months of all-out war, public division is beginning to emerge in Ukraine's previously unshakable national unity. These problems will make it more difficult for Zelensky's government to convince even its closest allies of the need of supply it with far more weapons, money, and other resources. So I guess the party is over in Ukraine. And AB, with those tanks being low, you would think that that would increase the cost some, but the cost here keeps dipping. So I don't even know what the heck is going on. What say you, AB? What say you? Um, oh, 17 days, huh? That ain't good. And it's probably getting lower and lower each and every day, right? Anyway, okay, so then this is the latest on the whole Zelensky drama. Wild conflict, Zolzy for Avkov, finally the number two of the Ukrainian aged pogrom of persecutions in the ED fears of a coup. The intense information on replacing the blind. Zelensky proceeded with a uh, pogrom of replacements of the command of military formations under the fear of a coup d'etat. The Ukrainian president even bypassed the aged Zalzuni and replaced the commander of the Special Operation Forces, Major General Korenko, without even informing him. Information states that he was Zalzini's man. We remind you that yesterday, Zalzini's right-hand man, Major Gennady Chastok, also was killed under strange circumstances. According to the Ukrainians, the Minister of Defense of Ukraine, Yermak, submitted to the Verkhanov Rada proposal to dismiss Zalzuni from the position of Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. The information is confirmed by members of Petro Poroshenko's party. This was reported by Vladimir Arv, member of the Euro Solidarity. According to Danov, people who do not believe in the victory of Ukraine have no place in power. The will is the basis of the fight. Confidence in the victory and the value of freedom is an absolute imperative. People who do not believe in victory have no place in the government and administration, he wrote in an article published on the website of Ukrainska Pravda. Anyway, so we can see the party looks like it's over in Ukraine, guys. So much for um, Zelensky these days. Um, just kind of curious how things will continue. Some Ukrainian analysts believe that Koreshko's dismissal indicates a further deepening of the conflict between Zelensky and his entourage on one hand, and an inner core of commander in the chief of Ukrainian armed forces, Zalzini, which includes generals and senior officers of the Ukrainian army. So, guys, it sounds like there could be a coup in the making, and I'm not going to read anymore, but we get the gist of it, right? There is trouble in paradise. And I'm just wondering what that will mean over the next few days. Because I don't think this is going to take, you keep firing people, having people, axe. I don't think that's going to last too long, you know. What say you? Drilling wells are done by loans. Internet rates are high. I gotcha. A large pause. I hear you, brother. I hear you. Autocorrect gets you every time, don't it? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I'm just wondering what kind of information could be coming out, with this love fest being over, the love party, can't get any more money. Really, you're going to be out, 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 out. Okay, so then we also have all this lovely stuff in End Time Headlines put out yesterday. Another one of those yesterday articles. But guys, I told you, still wasn't 100%. Chaos grips Australia as telecoms outage leaves millions without phone and internet access. Remember, we were talking about all this internet access and cell phone things being out together, which, for The majority of Australia to be out. That was a large outage to have millions. This was the only area that I know of. It was just, I don't know why they didn't want to let you show that. That was kind of crazy. Um, but it's kind of just ridiculous, you guys. I mean, like, um, all of these outages, and this is a large one. So, of course, this makes the, headlines. But when you got just a little bitty communities here and there, like Rip Curl said he was out without for a couple of hours. We were out for 4 hours without in the area. When you went out of this area, when you got up the road, I think it was about, I don't know, 7 miles. Phone service worked, but you had to wait. You had to drive a good bit to get to your cell phone to work, which is absolutely crazy. Uh-oh. Okay. Anyway, um, she's a daredevil. You're a daredevil, Winnie. You are. You are. Um, okay. So then we're going to go from that one to the gateway about the massive explosion at the chemical plant in Shepherd, Texas. Residents ordered to shelter in place developed. Residents are ordered to shelter in place and turn off air conditioning units after a massive explosion at a Sound Resource Solutions at a chemical plant in Shepherd, Texas on Wednesday. Highway 59 was closed due to the explosion. At the same time, the effects of the chemicals in the air are unknown, Polk County officials said, according to NBC News. One person was injured and 40 employees are accounted for, according to Fox 26. It is unclear what caused the explosion. Watch. Here is the, you can see it, but the video. An explosion has triggered a large fire at a chemical plant in Shepherd, Texas, sending massive plumes of black smoke into the sky. That is a lot of black smoke. And with these chemicals, I mean, I know you don't want to sit in the heat in Texas inside of a house with a AC, but you'd rather turn that off than have some dangerous chemicals from the events. Not saying that they can't be in your house anyway, but um, you know, whew, I just can't even imagine, guys. The plant explosion and following chemical fire unfolded Wednesday morning. The San Jacinto County Office of Emergency Management said the blaze prompted the evacuation of private schools on Farm to Market Road, 1127, and officials to issue a 5-mile shelter in place. So let's close some schools and 5-mile radius. That's a pretty good bit of people to shelter in place. And that is bad. It is indeed, Whitney. It is indeed. Let's see. Then we have now, guys. I saw this. Hold on, not this one. This one. What in the world? I hate it when it does this. Okay, it's supposed to be. Go figure. See if I go to that one. I don't know. I hate it when it does this, guys. We will go to Yahoo because it's supposed to be there. Why it says it's something else, I don't know. I don't know. But here, we'll get to it this way. I don't know why it does that, but sometimes it'll work its way out. But looky here, guys. This is, to me, I can't even imagine. We will cover these here in a second. But this was an article that is supposed to be next. And why this is all kind of crazy, I don't know, but it's no worries because we'll get to it. But anyway, 4 Los Angeles sheriff's officials found dead in apparent suicides. So this is kind of crazy. Law enforcement officials found 4 Los Angeles County Sheriff Department's employees dead on Monday and Tuesday, and what officials described as unrelated suicides, according to multiple reports. The death included one retired LASD, member and 3 current members over a 24-hour period, according to KTLA. The 3 victims were discovered on Monday, and the first victim being found dead at 10:30 in Valinka. A second death was discovered at 12:53 in Lancaster, and a third death was reported at 5:40 in Stevenson Ranch. Detectives responded to the fourth victim Tuesday at 7:30 a.m. in Pomona, KTLA reported. The LA County Sheriff Robert Luna said that the deaths rocked law enforcement officers across the state. We are stunned to learn that these deaths and it has sent shockwaves of emotion throughout the department as we try to cope with the loss of not just one but 4 beloved active and retired members of our department, family Luna said in an email statement to the outlet. Now, guys, I'm going to tell you, I find this just, it's four dead cops. Okay, 4. And they're saying all of them are supposed to be, it's supposed to be what? Suicide? You know, one is sad, but to have 4, I mean, y'all almost have to ask: is there something in the air? Something being, I can't even imagine. There has to be some. You hear, is there something in the water when you see a whole lot of people, a whole bunch of people get pregnant all at one time? This is kind of crazy. And all were sheriffs, absolutely. And that is, I'm not saying that sheriffs don't have, that they don't have a breaking point. But what in the world? How are we so disconnected that people don't notice somebody that's suicidal, and 4 of them all at one time? It's horrible. Anyway, so I will definitely be praying. We'll have prayer tonight. And I hope you guys will join me for not just for these law enforcement, but for everybody, because apparently when you have 4 at one time, guys, that's huge.
Yeah. That sounds like good cops being knocked out by bad cops before they got told on.
And then say it's suicide. It's absolutely astounding. Anyway, exactly, Stan. It does sound fishy. It's absolutely horrible. But anyway, so we will be praying for them later, and I will be praying for the suicide spirit. I mean, it's just, or whatever spirit this is, it needs to be gone. Anyway, so let's see. I have let's see if I got if this is a different one. Okay, no, it's the same one. Okay. So then the next article is supposed to be the nightmare in Maricopa County. And guys, there's just no way, I hate it for y'all. I hate it for everybody. This is ridiculous that this continues to happen, event after event after event. We cannot be so disconnected that we cannot. I mean, how long has this country been holding these events? And then all of a sudden we're so off track that this continues to keep taking place. This is ridiculous. And every single solitary event that has taken place in this thing needs to be canceled. And that's my opinion. And of course, I'm very highly opinionated. But I think when you have such strong evidence, I mean, there's video evidence, there's all kinds of evidence of all this stuff that's been taking place up there, guys. And all of these things that, Blake found, I mean, it just is ridiculous. the woman had a very strong case, okay, and it's just never ending. So with when you got so much smoke, you know there's fire, right? So I tell you, it doesn't look too promising for next year's big event. It's crazy, absolutely crazy, guys. I'm not going to read this, but this is in here for y'all. And there's another one. This next one I'm going to read because I'll tell you, I'm really like astounded. You know, this one here, it just seems to be the same old, same old, same old, the same MO, and they get away with it. No one can touch them. You know, it's no big deal, no big deal. You know, I'm sorry, but I think at some point people are going to stop voting. You know, they really are. People are not going to continue to allow their voices not to be heard. You know, if you're going to put who you want in there, why go and say anything, right? Anyway, so then we have this one here. This is a little one different. Turn that down. This one here is a little different. So I am going to read this one because this one's a little new, I think. Um, I did too, Daryl. I did too. Let me tell you. Well, we didn't forget. I mentioned it to my hubby, but he just what I mean. It just was state and local. I mean, it was just local here. So it wasn't really like anything pressing. I didn't feel like. And this is such a red area anyway. So, and it stayed red. So anyway, almost 2 years after uh, House Bill Montana approved a new ward and voting precinct boundaries, the Flathead County Elections Department used the old ones in mailing out absentee ballots for Tuesday's event. Huh? Ain't that just right? Yeah, we're going to spend all this money to get a new system, but we're not going to use it, right? The officials made the announcement Tuesday as balloting was taking place, according to the Flathead Beacon, which said the issue impacted an as yet undetermined number of votes. Well, of course, the Flathead County Election Office acknowledges this oversight raises concerns regarding a safe, accurate event process. Aww. Anyway, um, the Flathead County um, the elections department is fully aware of this gravity of the situation and unwaveringly commitment to ensuring error-free execution of our elections, the release said. So, you know, they're saying, we're sorry. What row? What good is that going to do, guys? I mean, like, really. But going forward, the county will continue to review, check, and double check procedures. We will implement updates to prevent a recurrence of this incident. This serves as a poignant reminder of our paramount importance of maintaining the public's trust in our electoral system and upholding the fundamental principles of fairness and transparency. Guys, I hate it for you, but I think that we should go back to paper ballots and in person with your ID and only military or, you know, bedridden people get to do absentee votes. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. Ron Paul was your last call. I got you, Joe Potter. I don't blame you. This it's a hot mess. It is a hot mess. Absolutely crazy. It truly is a hot mess. Um. Anyway, so that is what I got for you guys today. It wasn't a whole lot. I guess we could pop down here. This was from the other day. Just a few. Like I said, I started some and then we just stopped. But there was this strange U.S. announcement that Ohio-class submarine has entered CENTCOM area of responsibility. So there was a sub, and everybody was freaking out because was it nuclear, yada yada yada. But then it came back and it said the G stands for guided missile and is the type of submarine armed with 154 tomahawks. So he was breathing a sigh of relief. So anyway, much to do about nothing, right? I think this was the same thing about it. Yeah, same thing. I warned you 247. Let's see. Then we have Hal Turner, CIA director, arrived in Tel Aviv. Um, so I don't know why the CIA was in Tel Aviv. I haven't heard anything else about it, but hey, I guess we've got to make much to do now because things are winding down over in Ukraine, right? So let's see, and I'll have to share this link. But as you saw, I went to the bottom of the page. Really, that's all you got to do is go down here. This takes you back to the one that we was just at. So, uh, then we have Hal Turner again. South Africa recalls diplomats from Israel. Guys, it seems like just everybody is recalling their diplomats. They're not happy with Israel. Not at all. They're not on board with this. Israel also full ground assault into Gaza City within 48 hours. Houthis warned Saudi stop downing our missiles. So here we got a warning out. Israel is a whirlwind of information. Entry into Gaza City by Israeli troops will commence in earnest within 48 hours. It is expected to be utterly brutal full-scale urban warfare. In the days leading up to today's information, Israeli defense forces have entered northern Gaza and have been surrounding Gaza City from the north along the west and along the coastal road, the east, another contingent of the IDF entered south. Anyway, so today the Houthis formally warned Saudi Arabia that if they continue to intercept the missiles destined for Israel, the Houthis will begin targeting all Saudi oil production facilities. Yep. Oh, wouldn't that just put us in a good pickle, guys? We run out of oil here. With 17 days, I think that's what we all said. Run out of oil here, and yeah, can't get oil because guess what? Anyway, would make for an interesting time, would it not? And then here is Ghetto Zelensky, saying breaks down on NBC, Putin's terrorists. Either the U.S. will send money or send their children to fight. Yep. So, yeah, he didn't make that, and then again, after that, there was the whole big, he's out. So, he can say what he wants, right? And then American-Turkish relations are at rock bottom. Saddam and Erdogan slammed the door on Blinken 3 times. And the Incirlik base is under siege. Guys, this thing was, he met with the Biden eventually, but I mean, come on. And so things with Turkey are not so hot at the moment. I want to get to the one. Here it is. This is where not good. Now, again, this was on the 6th. We're kind of 2 days, away from everything. But, I've been sick, guys. I'm sorry. I am sorry. Not been 100%. Anyway, there was that. And then Zero Hedge. This is about there's been a whole lot of stuff about this. Nashville mayor is outraged about the manifesto and all that good stuff. And I'm not going to talk too much about it, but we got this article right here. And it's got lots of Reddit stuff. And we will just leave it right there for y'all to check out. If y'all did not see this, it is interesting, to say the very least. Anyway, that is what we have in the last 2 days. Anyway. You wonder if somebody will leak Coup's video. I'm not sure. I hear you, Winning Streak. And I didn't even pay attention to it. I didn't catch it. I did not. But that's interesting, isn't it? Absolutely interesting. Anyway, guys, I love y'all. I do indeed. It's been fun. And we will, if anything else breaks, I did put a couple of things, I think, in the community tab. I've been like really just kind of asleep most of the time. But when I saw something that I thought was, important, I did post in the community tab. But anyway, I love y'all, and I will see you guys later. We will have prayer again. We got to pray for those horrible, oh gosh. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I don't like people seeing me blow my nose. So I love y'all. I do. I love you. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. As always, if there's anything to break, we'll bring it to you as quickly as we can. God bless y'all and have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening. And we will be praying for those sheriffs later. So God bless y'all. We'll see you later.